But with Watson, man, a good amount of moves came out, actually. Jeff Darling was reporting that about the Bears, really a lot of interest that they have in Watson. And he was specifically saying that the Texans are really in a position where if they wanted to, they could really take advantage of the Bears and get a big load. And he feels like if the Texans turn down the Bears, who are really in the most desperate scenario right now, they would probably regret it in the future. And then that also came with a secondary report that there's a team reportedly to have offered the Texans 2 full drafts as an offer for Deshaun Watson, leading many to speculate that it's probably the Chicago Bears, considering that they probably couldn't compete with some of the offers from teams in the AFC. Again, I'm gonna stand pretty firm. I don't think Watson's going to the AFC. So saying essentially that the Bears would need to overcompensate for that, and thus trading full drafts as an offer might be a decent situation. So Reese, my question is, what is your take on the possibility that the Chicago Bears could have 2 full drafts on the table for Deshaun Watson?
I mean, it's insane. There's no other way around trading, 2 full drafts. I mean, you want to talk about mortgaging a lot of, potential future picks there. It's tough. It's tough, and there's no way ownership would let that fly. I mean, if this is the Bears, I'm like, wow, like the McCaskies are off their meds or something, like what's going on? This is very, not on par for what they like to do. But, I would say this, I can't say that I've been begging for the Bears to get a good quarterback for a long time and say that, a franchise quarterback is invaluable. You give up anything. So you really can't double back on that, right? So I'd have to say that, I would be happy with bringing in Watson, but I'd look at the price tag and cringe a little bit. I'm not going to lie, that if you're trading up that many assets, you're just asking for something to go wrong, right? Like, it's just you're leveraging so much that you just have to hope that the payoff is the jackpot scenario.
All right, guys, really quickly, before we continue with the show, we have to let you know that this podcast is supported by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and they obsess over their technology developments. They're trusted by over 2 million men worldwide, and we have an exclusive offer code for our listeners, 20% off plus free shipping using code BEARNECESSITIES, no space, at manscaped.com. Manscaped sent both Reese and I over a bunch of their tools and formulations from their Perfect Package 3.0. And guys, Manscaped is a great company. They wanted us to wait until we try the products to give you guys our honest opinion. And it is a very good product. They have no-nick technology and a little LED light, which helps you get the job done a little bit easier. Both Reese and I have really enjoyed the Lawnmower 3.0 so far, and we're looking forward to trying a lot of their other products. The underwear that they sent us in the box too has been spectacular, and if you guys are into athletics or go to the gym frequently, highly recommend those as well. And guys, really quickly, if you use the same razor on your face as below the waist, guys, that's a little bit nasty. Try to pick up something specifically engineered for that below the waist region with the Lawnmower 3.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BEARNECESSITIES at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping using code BEARNECESSITIES at manscaped.com. Make sure you check how to spell that in the description. That's going to support the podcast tremendously. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Yeah. Here's what I actually kind of like about this, rather than the traditionally reported 3 first-round picks and Roquan Smith that a lot of people are thinking that it would cost for Watson. This Bears team realistically is about 2 years before it ages out of relevance. Khalil Mack is 30, just turned 30. Happy birthday, Khalil Mack. And he's getting older every single day. And the Bears, unfortunately, are in a situation where they might, in fact, be looking at a young quarterback rather than being able to find a name out there of relevance. here's how I think about it. If you put Watson on this team, you're at least getting 2 Super Bowl runs, and by like not going to the Super Bowl, but like a shot at a Super Bowl. And then after those 2 years are over, and the team needs a little bit of rebuilding, fuck it, you have your entire drafts back, and Watson's only like 27. You know, it's like even if everything goes terribly, Matt Nagy gets fired, Ryan Pace gets fired. These next 2 years, the Bears are the worst team in the NFL. After that, you have a 27-year-old Deshaun Watson just entering his prime and all your draft capital. I'd gamble on that.
It's a lot to wage. I mean, I tell you what, I think that obviously you get your guy, right? But, man, for those couple of years, they end up in cap hell. I mean, they'd have to become the best team in the league at finding undrafted free agents because you wouldn't cut those cheap rookie deals. They'd have to manage a lot. They'd have to be very diligent in the front office and also try to find ways that, like you said, if you're going to go for those first 2 Super Bowl run seasons, find ways to still load up. Because if you're going to go for it, you don't want to do it half-assed. You want to give it a full righteous go. So it's going to, we'd turn a lot into like what the Rams look like, where every season they are trying to load up and give it their best go. But, hey, at least the Rams are, mixing it up a decent bit. And even with Jared Goff, they were, contending within their division that's, pretty competitive. So, I don't know. Take it as you will. I think that, a lot of fans are going to say that's way too much. And I would say, I'd probably be inclined to agree. Then I'd say, hey, what? At least at the end of the day, you're going to be getting, something great back in return. And you just have to hope that, the Bears just, by whatever is in the stars, whatever it means for the Chicago Bears to not have a great quarterback. And I know all the Jim McMahon people are going crazy right now. The Bears have had a great quarterback, and his career was ended, by the Packers when he was thrown on his head. And I get that, Jim McMahon was a great quarterback, but for the Bears to have their franchise quarterback like Deshaun Watson would be surreal. So I don't know. I guess the Bears are going to have to give up a lot, and it's going to be tough to swallow either way.
All the Bears McManiac fans out there are throwing a glass at the wall from what you just said, Reese.
Yeah, right.
They're so frustrated that you don't believe in the punky QB, bro. But again, guys, Jim McMahon, he was a good quarterback, Pro Bowl quarterback. But come on, we have had nobody, absolutely nobody. I mean, people still bring up Sid Luckman. People still bring up a quarterback that God knows. I don't know if anybody listening to the podcast even watched him ever in their lifetime.
Sheesh.
If
they listen to this podcast, probably not.
That's sad. That sucks. But we have to change the bar in Chicago. We have to We have to take it from like a 3 at quarterback. We have to take that up to like a 6 or a 7 if we ever want to achieve anything.
Yeah.
Right.
We need someone that can beat Trubisky's team high, historic passer rating, as he is the highest rated passer in Bears history.
When has a team ever? I really want to look. I really want somebody to look this up and DM it to us on Instagram. When has a team ever given up the quarterback who beat all of their passer ratings after his rookie contract? I'm willing to bet that nobody has done that. And all the Mitch Trubisky truthers on our podcast are like, I'm telling you, he should have kept him.
It's like the narrative of some sick movie, It's like he was cut even though he was historically the team's best player ever at that position. Like, man,
it really is. And like I could eat. The sad part is like if Mitch Trubisky goes on and like wins a Super Bowl, bro, dude, the amount of movies that will be made about the Bears giving him up after he beat all of their passer rating is gonna go. It's a narrative that will never stop selling in Chicago.
Yeah.
almost like the Bears like passing on Patrick Mahomes. That will be the new thing.
Yeah.
But he already moved to Florida. Apparently, he's living with a guy from Barstool now. I think. They just moved down to Florida. He's like, I'm getting out of this Chicago place. I want to go back to the warmth.
Yeah. Hey,
kind of understand that.
I can't blame him.
Or actually, I shouldn't even speak right now. Reese, how do you feel about it?
Oh, I mean, about him leaving because of the weather? I mean, that's fine. We're going to be living it up, though, with possibly some 50-degree temperatures this next week. So it's going to be damn near summer.
Oh, that's pretty nice. That was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty cold in California here today, actually. But we don't need to get into that.